Hey everybody, I'm Elizabeth, the Southern Gmore Gals, and this is my 5 Under 5 Farmhouse Christmas DIYs. Welcome everybody to Southern Gmore Gals. For my first DIY, I have this wood round. There's a pack of 2 from the Dollar Tree that I'm going to paint some little Christmas trees on it. And I think this is about my favorite one from the video. You have to let me know which one that you like the best, but these turned out really sweet. They're really simple to do, and it only cost me $1 for this little package here. Now, of course, my kids are like, why are you making Christmas? And it's not even Halloween, but we're in a great collab today. So stay with us here so we have some great farmhouse DIYs, and everything is only $5 a piece or under to make each DIY. So definitely budget friendly design. So the first thing I'm going to do, you just want to get a really thin paintbrush, and we're just going to make some lines. So really simple, easy. You don't have to be a great painter to make these. And if you mess up, wipe it off and start over or flip it over and do it again. And one of the wood rounds in here, one of them slightly bigger than the other one, but they had this nice little rough bark edge around them too. So they're really awesome little pieces to find from the Dollar Tree. They also have some of these pretty similar from Walmart if you can't find them at your Dollar Tree. And I think there's a couple more that come in a package from Walmart, but they're not very expensive. I think they're only like $1.99 or something. But all I'm doing here is just making those lines, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna take a little bit of brown paint here and try to do a little bark or a little stem in between here. So let me show you both of the trees, and then we'll go back and you'll see me take a little bit of brown paint and kind of go down the middle and make a little bit of a stem through the tree, or put some bark down the middle of the tree. And these look so cute. I love just the really simple designs for Christmas. Also kind of like a rustic look too. I love those designs. But I'm going to take some of the antique wax from Waverly. I'm just going to kind of make a little bit of a line through the center, and then a little bit of bark down here, or a little bit of a tree root, I guess, down here at the bottom. And I made this one too big. Of course, that was a mess up right there. I didn't want it that thick, so I'm going to take a little green at the end here, and I'll go over that because that one's a little bit wider than I wanted it. But, you know, I always mess up a little bit when I'm painting, so I like to leave my mistakes in here just so you can see that everybody messes up some. So if you do mess up, just wipe it off a little bit or go over it with your other color to cover it up. So I'm going to do that on both of these, and then I'm going to take a little bit of snow, and I want just a little bit of glitter, a little bit of shimmer, just on the ends of some of the trees to give it a little bit of a snow effect. And I'm just really lightly you can either take some paint, or you can use Mod Podge or some glue or just something sticky. So those are just some little sparkly snow pieces from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just kind of tapping it on there where I want it and shaking it off. It is a little bit messy, so I am working outside, but if you're inside, you'll definitely want something underneath you. For this DIY, I found this as a Kirkland's dupe. I found this on their website, and it's a little countdown to Christmas display, so that's what I'm going to make. I'm just taking one of these little crates from the Dollar Tree, and then 2 of those little blocks. My kids had painted one of them, but I'm just painting those. I'm going to use an heirloom white spray paint to paint those. And these snowmen and the Christmas tree are little garlands from the Dollar Tree, so I'm just using one out of the pack. I did take a little bit of wood filler and fill in the hole on both of those. For the blocks, I then went back and painted over that kind of like a rustic red or kind of a barn door red. I'm going to take some of the white wax and just kind of heavily go across the blocks to give them a little bit of distressing. And I'm going to repeat this same thing on the crate here, but I'm going to use the dark wax or the antique wax on the crate to give it some of a distressed look. So I'm just going to go around the outside and the inside of the crate. I'm using a big kind of chunky brush from the Dollar Tree. And this decal here, I've had this for a while. I got this from the Dollar General, and I've never used it, but I'm going to use the Farm Fresh part on another one of the DIYs in here, and I'm going to use the little snowflakes on the Christmas tree here. The numbers for the countdown came from the Dollar Tree. I also painted those. I used a plaster shade of Waverly chalk paint on those with a little bit of wax around those. And here you can see I used some Jenga blocks on the back of the snowman and the Christmas tree, and I just decorated those. The tree is more of a tan color, and then it has the little snowflakes from the decal, and then I just put some design on the snowman. today is part of 5 Under 5 Challenge that's hosted by Emily from Farm Charm Chic and Missy from Crafty Cove. And this month, their special guest is Krista from Krista's Crafty Life. All of their information is listed down in my description box, along with the playlist. So everybody's going to be making 5 Under 5 Farmhouse Christmas DIYs. So for my next one, I'm using this little sign from the Dollar Tree. And what's really nice about these is that it just pops out the back of it. Some of their signs there, it's kind of glued in there, but this one, it'll just pop out. Now, my original thought was using this reindeer, but that was an epic fail. That didn't work out that one. So I'm going to take some of this contact paper from the Dollar Tree. And I'm actually using it in the next DIY too, so that was just a picture of it. For some reason, I didn't keep footage of me doing it on this little piece, but that's all I did. I wrapped it in the contact paper, took plaster shade of Waverly chalk paint, painted over it to give it like a rustic wooden look or kind of a distressed wooden look. And I'm going to take these pieces of ribbon, and I wanted to make a little Christmas tree out of the different farmhouse type ribbons. And I just cut some triangles out of the ribbon, and I'm just taking a glue stick here, and I'm just gluing a pattern down. I'm just kind of starting at the bottom of the tree and working my way up. And I really hadn't decided how I was going to make the tree when I started it here. But once I got to the end, we decided we wanted a stand on the bottom, and then I'm going to make a little star on the top, and I'm just using some of the moss that they have from the Dollar Tree to make a little star on the top, and then I'll put it back in the frame. So this is really simple, easy to do, but gives you a nice farmhouse look for Christmas on a budget. And when I started out, I was trying to do a pattern, but then I just really tried to mix it up some. I wanted a red triangle to be on the top, so mix it however you want. I tried to overlap just on the sides a little bit just so you could see. So it looked like a Christmas tree. And there you can see I'm going to take the bottom to make a stand with a little triangle. And then I'm going to use some of the Spanish moss to make a star on the top. And all I'm doing for the star is I'm just twisting some of that together. I'm going to use a glue gun to glue this on here. Make a swag with this farm truck here. Now this is a larger one. They have a couple different sizes, and I'm going to use a smaller one in my next DIY, but this is just a Christmas tree from the Dollar Tree, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the end off here. You'll see me, that'll just twist right off of there, so you want to take that off. And then I'm going to use some zip ties here for my farm truck to zip tie those onto the bottom part, or either, I flip the tree upside down, so either the top part of the swag is where I'm going to zip tie the truck onto. And it has a little hole there in the back part and a little hole on the top, so that's where I'm going to put the zip ties through. And you'll just need some really thin zip ties here. You can see mine are just really thin and small ones, and that will anchor your truck on or put it in a really secure place here on the swag. You'll just want to make sure the little closure part is on the back side so you don't see it. And then I'm going to take a little bit of paint once I get done the same color as the truck and go over the zip tie. That way you won't see it. And these little trees are awesome from the Dollar Tree. There's lots of things you can do with them, but they tend to sell out really quickly, or they do in my area. So if you see some in the store, you'll want to grab them now if you see them out. They usually have a white one too. So this is part of the garland that you saw there, and all I'm going to do is spray paint some of that. I'm going to put a little bit of white on some of it and a little bit of brighter green on some of it, just to give a little bit of contrast in here. And what's great about that garland is it's got kind of a wire in it already, so you can just twist it on your swag here just to fill it in, because these trees are a little sparse or a little bit see-through. So you'll need a little bit of that garland just to fill it in and make it a little bit thicker. And I like the snow effect, so all that is there, you can see one of the little pieces, that's just some spray paint that I spray painted on the garland there. They do have the snow. I think one good thing about the spray paint, if you use it, it's not going to shake off or come off. Like I think the snow sometimes might shake and come off if you're moving your pieces around. And I just wanted a really simple bow. I have this ribbon left in my stash. I think it may have came from Michael's. I'm not really sure. It's some that I had left over from last year, and I'm just tying a really simple bow. I'm also going to make some pieces down at the bottom. You'll see where I just twisted some of those on later. Right now I'm still going through and just filling in. I want to just use some of that garland just to make it really full here on the top and on the side. So fill it in wherever you think that it needs more. And I have these little pine cones. I just took those and glued them onto a piece of floral wire that I cut like a flower off of before. I just kept the end of it so it's nice and stiff. I hot glued the pine cone on there, and you can slide it up into your piece here and then take some of either the piece of the tree or take a piece of that garland since it's wire and just twist it around there, and that will hold it good and secure in place. And one great thing about pine cones is you may have some outside in your yard, or a neighbor or a friend, or even at the school that you can find some, so you don't have to buy these. You may have to look around for some small ones or just to find the right size, but they do have some little ones at the Dollar Tree if you need to purchase some. And I was really fortunate that my sister gave me a ton of red berries. Now these are some that I had, these bright red ones, but she gave me some darker ones you'll see me add into my swag here, and they give it a nice contrast between the bright Christmas red and then more of that kind of barn door red or barn red that you'll see on these other berries. And some of the ribbon that I have here, I'm just going to use a little bit of floral wire and twist it around here and then twist it into my swag. You can either twist it on the main piece of the tree or you can twist it around one of the branches. And there you can see some of those other berries are just the right color and work out perfect here on my swag. For sticking with me here. So this is the smaller farm truck I found at the Dollar Tree. I painted it really similar to the other one, and this you can see here I had a frame from the Dollar Tree, and the back of it I had for another DIY. So this is the contact paper again. I'm just going to go over the inside part of the frame. I'm taking some plaster shade of Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just going to paint over this because it looks like wood with the contact paper, but then the paint, I think, going across it gives it a nice distressed look. See my truck after I painted it, and then I'm just going to take some of that Farm Fresh there, that's off that decal, and I'm just attaching that to my truck here. Now I tried this first with just cutting out some of the pieces from that evergreen garland and just gluing them on here, but I didn't like the way that turned out. So I ended up, I'm just going to cut a few pieces of the garland. I trimmed off the really long branches, and I'm going to glue that down just to make a little tree in the back of the truck. That's looking much more like I want it. So that's just little pieces there you can see of the garland where I trimmed off those really long. You don't want it to be really long, so I just trimmed it down. It looks more like a little tree here in the back of my truck. And I put one little piece of those on each part where the tree was at, where the little wooden tree was at. So there's several little pieces, I think maybe like 8 little pieces or so to fill in where the wooden part of the tree was. And I'm just gluing these on with my glue gun. So much for watching today. Let me know which one of the DIYs are your favorite. I want to thank Emily and Missy and Krista for hosting the challenge today. Don't forget to check out their information down in my description box. I hope you'll enjoy my channel. Follow me for some of my other great videos. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you have a great day.